Hello there, if you just joined us here on the show, good morning, and thanks for staying with us here on Prime Morning. It's time for us to have news flash. It's proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still phone Papa Field. This morning, Franco Trading Enterprise is giving you gadgets that are very, very new, guaranteed longevity, and it's the best on the market. If you need a phone, if you need an iPhone, Samsung, if you need Nokia, you want to change your phone, you want to buy for another person, you want to surprise somebody with a phone, the best place you can get them is Franco Trading Enterprise. And also CCTV cameras to monitor your homes, your offices when you're not around. You get to see everything that is happening all on your phones, wherever you are, anytime, any day, you can monitor. You can only get that when you make your way to Franco Trading Enterprise. Those of us who are looking for refrigerators, small, big, medium, any size you want, once you get to Franco Trading Enterprise, you're guaranteed the very best of quality on the market. And that's what you need this morning. In fact, if you want to also replace your television screens, we've got the very best that you can buy. It's very affordable as well. Yeah, you might just want to get through from 32 to 55 inches television screens. You can get them when you make your way to Franco Trading Enterprise. Franco Trading Enterprise says, still phone Papa Pathy. Of course, you can give us a call. Our numbers on your screens, call on 0555-939311 and speak to us. The Franco Trading app is also available. All you need to do is to go to Google Play Store and download it, and you can also make all the inquiries over their website. It's www.francotrading.com. Franco Trading Enterprise, still phones Papa Pathy. And they're making it possible for us to have this conversation here on Newsflash this morning. Don't forget that we've got two major issues to talk about today, and it's the IPAC meetings that have been going on. Yesterday we had a big one, which of course cameras were allowed in to telecast. And well, the parties have decided, two parties are standing still against the EC in terms of the voter register. The others believe that the EC has done a good job, and they have decided that they should let things go the way the EC wanted to go. And so we're going to be looking at that conversation this morning. The clergy met the president, Mr. John Dramani Mahama, or the flag bearer of the NDC, John Dramani Mahama, and a few things were said, prayers were said, and well, we'll be looking at moving forward what this means, and that's our big conversation this morning. We're going to go to the front page of the newspapers. I introduce my guest in the studio this morning, and then we can go on to our major issues. Don't forget, you can send your messages ahead of time. WhatsApp line is active. We're streaming live on Facebook as well. You can also go there and drop your messages. Now, I've got a daily graphic this morning here, and it says that we won't fail you. EC assures parties, and NHIS should provide free cover to people above 60 years. The lecturer says so. Mahama urges clergy to show interest in elections. That's also captured on the front page of the daily graphic today. At the back page, we have stop stigmatization against breast cancer victims. Survivor says so. And this is Pink October, and the whole of this month, here on Prime Morning, we're taking this very personal, and we're making sure that we also do the awareness as much as we can here on the show. So you might want to tune in every Tuesday on Good Living. We're bringing you some conversations on breast cancer. We're going to have in the studio survivors who will be telling their stories from their point of view. Doctors will be joining us over here to also offer some support and all the other things that you need to know about breast cancer. So yes, it's Pink October, and we are very, very happy about what we have started already. So please do well and join and share your thoughts with us as well. Now, away from that, government Gisala to provide 166 million Ghana cedis interest-free loans to farmers. That's also captured at the back page of Daily Graphic. And that will be all for Daily Graphic. Away from that, let's get into the Ghanaian publisher. And it says, Jean Mensah publishes audit call, rubbishes audit call, I beg your pardon, and it's premature and unnecessary. Habtel refutes impropriety in the ECG deal, and STEM schools excel in YEA competition. But we have promises innovative solutions. Page 2 has got a story on that as well. You can read about it when you grab a copy of the Ghanaian Publisher this morning. Away from that, the Republic Press is here, and on the front page it says farmers get $500 million bailout as dry spell bites, and EC calls out NDC as Omane Boama goes to IPAC empty-handed. Labour Union threatens government, announces nationwide strike over Galamsey, and LPG's Kofi Akpaloo dismisses NDC's call for forensic audit of voter register. Owusu Bempah leads prayer for Mahama. That's also captured on the front page of the Republic Press. And away from that, Obapa Christie's ex-husband, Pastor Love, jailed 4 years for stealing. That's the front page of the Republic Press today. Let's go to the Daily Dispatch this morning, and on the front page it says NDC did not provide evidence for their alleged discrepancies in the voters register. EC's Jean Mensah says so. Over 700,000 new voters added to voters register to vote on December 7th, and NDC allegations on voter register discrepancies baseless, NPP General Secretary says so. We have a track record of delivering free and fair elections, EC boss Jean Mensah says so, and we will not provide the EC with our full findings. NDC's Omane Boama also speaks on that. And that's the front page of the Daily Dispatch today. All right, so pretty much that will be the newspapers for today. And of course, looking at the front pages, recurring over there is the IPAC meetings and what came out of that meeting. And that's what we're going to be starting off with this morning on this flash. And so do well to send your messages and let us know what you think. And let me just introduce my guest in the studio. We're going to take a report. We'll make you see how the IPAC meeting actually looked like, and then we can get on the conversation. Joining me this morning in the studio, I've got over here Manasseh Atabwa. He's here with us. He's not been here for months. And I know he's been very busy on the other side, moving into elections in December. So yeah, but it's good to see him this morning. He's National Communications, National Communications team member for the NPP, and also spokesperson for Ministry of Works and Housing. That's where you've been moved to now. Yeah, it was on governance, and you moved. It was on the economy. It was in economy, yes. Yeah. And now you've been moved to Works and Housing with Kujo Opong Nkrumah. I see. Sounds good.
Yes, a very good morning to our cherished viewers, and I'm so happy to have the opportunity to be here again. It's been a while, almost a year or so.
Yeah.
And I'm always excited when I meet you, see Edua, Rosalind, Brenda, and the crew, and it's always a privilege. So I'm so happy to be here. And I'm poised for the fruitful discussions today. We have a lot to talk about. So.
I know, right? Yeah. I know. Yeah, you've been very, very busy as well, so we understand why you've been out. But this is not your first time coming to the news studio.
Of course. I was here quite some number of times before.
Yes. Great. Okay, we're also going to be joined by Adel bin Sheikh Umar Ibrahim. He's National Communications and Director of Operations for the Greater Accra Youth Wing for the NDC. He's going to be joining us this morning as well here on the show. So once again, send your messages. Our WhatsApp line is active, and so send your messages. We're streaming live on Facebook, so please do well and send your messages on Facebook as well. We're going to be reading them. Some of you sometimes complain we don't read your messages on Facebook. Forgive us. Today we'll try as much as possible to read your messages on Facebook. So you can send them over there if you're not able to watch on TV, or if you've got somebody who wants to watch and the person is not available in the house to watch, they can go on Facebook and they can watch from there and send their messages as well. Now, IPAC meeting is now allowed with regards to cameras. Now we can have cameras go in and capture the moments over there moving forward. So it happened yesterday. We want you to look at what happened transpired over there. When we come back, we're going to get into the conversation. To stay. Okay.
For UAJ, Director of IT at the Electoral Commission, isolated the specific allegations and claims that have been made against the Electoral Commission by the NDC and responded to them separately. According to him, the Electoral Commission has specifically dealt with all the challenges that the NDC raised, and in particular, some of them are just spurious.
In our minds, we can't see how you can delete somebody by transferring them, because transfers are allowed. So you can't delete somebody by transferring them. also like to say that the way the voter management system is designed, and indeed ABIS, once you get registered onto the system, we went on further and looked at the transaction history of the particular voter within our database. By 2020, at 10:19 a.m., at the True Vine Preparatory School, JHS, near Boyman, with polling station number C150704. This gentleman, on the 22nd of October 2020, at 4:35 p.m., registered for special voting and was moved to the Achimota College Police Station, C1502 SPS. That is a special polling station that he registered for.
But the NDC came in forcefully, according to Dr. Edward Omane-Boama, who is the NDC's Director of Elections and IT. The Electoral Commission has simply shown itself not trustworthy enough.
When your roof is leaking, you can decide to mop, keep mopping, and keep mopping. Or you can decide to fix the leakage and mop. What we see here is mopping and mopping and mopping. Fixing the leakage is missing. This forensic audit is not just about the register. When you have fixed the register, and I will demonstrate to you how, as a result of our revelations, some aftermath fixing is providing a semblance of we are fixing it. When we fix it, and we all look at the hard copies, and we are all giving the PVR, the soft copies. In November, if the very criminals that got us here are still there, engaged in illegal transfers, we will come back to square one.
The New Patriotic Party, represented by the General Secretary, a former National Chairman, and the Director of Elections, all had their bite. But the substantive argument that was made by the NPP was that they raised similar issues in 2015. The NDC did not support them. And in fact, they've also gone through these claims that have been made by the NDC, and they have simply no legs to stand on.
It's not a question about having a leaking roof and mopping your floor. It's about the data, what you presented to the Electoral Commission. The whole people of Ghana want to see it. And that is the comment APC made, that even the request for forensic audit is needless at this point, because we are yet to see those allegations.
Okay, so some of the things that happened the proceedings at the IPAC meeting, and the NDC and PPP stand alone now. Many of the other political parties have decided that the EC has done a good job, and so they're supposed to go on. Now, the EC has also assured Ghanaians of free and fair elections come December 7. Is the NDC going to say that indeed they have seen the works of the EC and believe that they're going to do exactly what they've said they're going to do come elections 2024? And so they're going to, moving forward, allow the EC to do what they do. Or they're still going to go ahead and request for the audit, the forensic audits. In the studio this morning again is the man Adel being Sheikh Umar Ibrahim is here with us. How are you doing, Adel? Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Thank God. Yesterday was beautiful. Yesterday was two major issues at the same time.
I'm telling you.
And when we come into it, we'll have the conversations.
Great. Anyway, so we're going to start off. And I'm going to start off with you, Adel, and it's because you were left with only 2 people standing with the course of the forensic audit that was requested by the NDC. Unfortunately, or fortunately, wherever it belongs, the other parties believe that based on what the EC gave them during the meeting yesterday, the EC has done some quite, remarkable work when it comes to the voters register, and so they could actually allow them to go ahead and do what they have to do. Ekwadonko had their own issues with the NDC and all that. I don't know if you want to address that, but let's first of all, is the NDC now okay? And I want to use okay with the ECs and voter register and the assurance that has been given by Jean Mensah.
KMG, first of all, let me say a good morning to yourself, to my brother Manasseh, and then to our viewers. and then say that thumbs up for Dr. Manasseh, you know, for his eloquence and how far he has carried the NDC so far, 60-something days, you know, to the elections. KMG, when your roof is leaking, you have two options available. One is to find a bucket and place the bucket on the floor. And while it keeps dripping into it and spreading across, you find a mop, find a rag. That's what you have. And then you keep cleaning every night and keep cleaning every night. The second option that is available to you is to find a carpenter. Or perhaps, if you are a carpenter, climb upstairs and then leak that roof. Why is that? So it prevents the water from dripping in for you to even go look for a bucket and look for a mop or look for a rag. Wisdom requires that if you have the capacity to leak the roof, it's the first option you look at, not this. Basic. And I just want to say, like, it's a thumbs up for Dr. Manasseh for that, you know, that statement yesterday, because it really got to me. Now, what are the issues that the NDC has raised? We raised 5 issues.
5, yeah.
Out of the 5, how many of them did the Electoral Commission admitted to? 3.
3, yeah.
No?
Yeah.
They admitted. 3, no? Okay. And they said 2 was a problem, right? Okay. But even in the 2, before I come to the 3, even in the 2, Dr. Manasseh again posed a very, very sensible question. A lot of people are not paying attention to it. KMJ, this is an exam paper. On this first page, I have questions lined up. I've answered all the questions but the last one. On the last question, it says that, what is an NTU? What is it? Here, last question here. Behind the paper is the continuation of the what? Of the question. And it says here, what is the amount of particles, or what is the NTU in River Pra? So I have 2 pages, no? Okay. You give me this one. You don't give me this one. So I come and then I answer the question. An NTU is basically the particles you can find on top of water. And then I submit to you. Then you say, oh, your answers are wrong. Wrong, Adel, wrong! I say, but why is that? You asked me, what are the particles? I said, yes, that's what you asked me. He said, no, but if you had flipped the paper, you'd notice that we asked another question which says that, what is the amount of particles in River Pra? But I'm saying you didn't give me that paper. You gave me this. And if I gave you that paper, if I gave you that same paper and I asked you to answer, you would answer the way I answered. So we're saying that even the other 2 that you're making noise about, we came to the conclusions that we came to on the basis of the fact that you deprived us for that extra information that is with you that we don't have. So in reality, what you have done is that you've actually messed up all 5. Then they say, oh, like you played earlier on, the NDC did not provide any evidence. The NDC is just making noise. The NDC is not doing anything.
Why didn't the NDC? Manasseh says no. Why?
Don't worry.
Why so?
I'm bringing you. The NDC did not provide any evidence. The NDC didn't do... Okay, no problem. What are you correcting? On some of the cases where the Electoral Commission themselves speak, they say, the Electoral Commission says that we have corrected the problems that the NDC identified. How do you correct a problem without evidence, without admitting to it? On what basis do you admit? Okay, so I'm coming. Yesterday you admitted to 3. On what basis do you admit the 3? Because you just wanted to admit it. So why did you decline the 2 and admit 3? It doesn't make any sense.
So the NDC is still not satisfied?
No, what we have said is that, yes, we have gone to IPAC. We've had a conversation. They have indicated. The NDC, as we speak, has said something. The Electoral Commission says that. We raised some issues which was a problem for us. We have raised some issues which were a problem. The NDC says that The Electoral Commission says that we are going to make available to you the updated version of the voters register within a week. No? The Electoral Commission has further again admitted to the fact that we will do re-exhibition. No? Okay. We requested for what? For the documents. When we went to the Electoral Commission, we said, give us what you said you have corrected so we can go and have a look at it. Initially, they declined. No? They declined. Yes? Okay. Now we went for demonstrations. We've shouted and shouted. You have admitted to now give us what you say you have corrected. KMG, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, when we said, give us a copy of the corrections you have done, if you gave it to us, we will go for demonstration. Yeah, we call demonstration. We will go and stand at circle and walk from circle to Electoral Commission. Is that what we're saying? Certainly not. It doesn't make any sense. So we're saying that in your haste to say we have done nothing, you are still admitting and doing the things we're asking you to do. On what basis are you doing what we are asking you to do if you say there's no problem? On what basis? It doesn't make any sense. Look, you can take it to any classroom. Manasseh can fly and go to heaven and come back. I am saying that for as long as the Electoral Commission has admitted, again, that we will do re-exhibition, which they had declined earlier, and I have the statement here to show. For them to say that we have admitted that we have done corrections and now we'll give you for you to go and review again, it tells you that the work that we embarked on as a political party has yielded fruits. But for that, we would not even have these conversations that we had yesterday.
Okay, Adel, I'm going to come back to you again.
Preliminary comments.
Yeah, I'm going to come back to you again. I think we'll make a decision over here and see if indeed we are aligned. But Manasseh,
KMJ,
the NDC still believes that there's a lot of work to be done.
A very good morning to our cherished viewers once again. And let me begin by commending the Electoral Commission, for telecasting the IPAC meeting. And this is the first of its kind.
Yeah.
And over the years, what we've experienced has been that whenever party reps do attend IPAC meetings, they come and they give their versions of the meetings. But yesterday, and for the first time, we all saw in the full glare of the public, everybody witnessed what happened. And it is not for Adel to come and sit here and to interpret what Ghanaians were looking for. The NDC went on rampage. And they were making all sorts of allegations. Oh, that there are about 293 discrepancies in the voter register. There are about 350 discrepancies in the voter register. The least they could have done was that when they were going to the IPAC meeting yesterday, they should have submitted the document. They should have gone with the evidence. As they were claiming that if identified about 350 discrepancies, so that they'll be able to challenge the presentation by the Electoral Commission. Simply that. What did we witness? It is not for you to come and tell Ghanaians, because we all saw that you had no evidence whatsoever. None whatsoever. And you see, KMJ, I'm sorry to say this, but NDC is the joke of the century.
Really?
Yes, they are. Because you see,
they failed to bring the evidence.
One,
or Ghanaians, other issues that makes them so.
Ghanaians have seen them. The international body has also seen them. The least they could have done was to tender in evidence. You just cause rout among your party folks. Let's go out and demonstrate against the EC. Why? Because they claimed that the EC was in bed with the NPP. The EC was trying to rig the elections for the NPP, and that they had identified about 350 discrepancies. And now there is a fair opportunity for them at a meeting of this sort, to present their findings, or at least wait, and when the EC is done with their presentation, you also do your presentation, challenging them that what you are saying cannot be true, because we have also gone through the provisional register, and these are our findings. We didn't find them do same. And then you hear them making noise. Adel is now here trying to rationalize all these things. It's a big disgrace on our democracy. That is it. No evidence whatsoever. And you see, what is this that the NDC is saying? That if I identify some, 50,000 dead persons' names in the register, and so what? Are these dead people going to come back to vote, or what? So that they revert back to their grave, or what? Or is it a case?
We're doing a cleaning of the register. So if these people are not there, whether they will come back to vote or not, can't we just take them out?
Is it the case that today, because there are about 50,000 dead people, someone will be able to vote in their stead? not aware of the processes that has gone through in this voter registration?
Has those names been
facial
cleaned?
recognition, biometric verification, amongst others. I take you back. In 2015, between 2012 and 2016, when you look at the report that was issued by the committee then, under the chairmanship of Mr. Crabb, they maintained that the number of dead persons on the voter register amounted to some 580,000. 80,000 people. And so you cannot sit here. When the NPP then in 2015, when we were raising the issues, you remember what the NDC said? Go and provide all the death certificates of these 580,000 people you are so claiming, as per the report. And today you are crying over 50,000. The point is that even with the numbers, our numbers back then, even with our claims, we beat you in the election, the 2016 election, by an unprecedented 1 million votes. That is it. And so it is a non-starter. They shouldn't even raise these issues of dead persons in the voter register, because no dead person can come out to vote. And nobody can vote in their stead. And so, KMJ, Ghanaians are very happy. We are so grateful to the Electoral Commission. And now the NPP has been vindicated. The Electoral Commission themselves have been vindicated.
But they have been very to three of the issues.
They have been very upfront and transparent with the Ghanaian people. Almost every day, they issue, infographics to update us on number of persons who have registered. They have responded to all the concerns of the NDC.
So the NDC was just being petty?
They were just doing cheap propaganda with no evidence. Cheap propaganda with no evidence. And you see, sometimes when you sit back and you analyze what the NDC seeks to do, it is not surprising. Imagine as a person sitting in the comfort of your home or at your workplace, then your party will come and tell you that, hey, we've identified some 350,000 discrepancies. Go out there and vote across the country in every region. Then they demonstrate. And this is a fair opportunity for you to present your evidence, for you to go with that documentation so that you will then be able to challenge the EC. And then nothing whatsoever, no evidence. You couldn't even challenge the presentation of the EC. You see, it tells you that if not for the high-level professionalism of the Ghana Police Service, if someone had died, if someone had suffered injuries in the processes of this demonstration, it would have been on them. And it tells you that all these are plots by the NDC to cover up for their incompetence of their leadership. That's why at the least provocation, they will send their supporters out there, go and demonstrate. We've identified this with no evidence. And that's their stock in trade. That's what they've been doing. We don't have short memory to forget what they did in the 2020 elections. Even before the declaration of the result, you heard some of their party leaders making all sorts of claims. We are in a comfortable lead. Go onto the streets and demonstrate. And fast forward, when the court issues came, you realize that they couldn't even adduce one pink sheet to support their claim. And the then General Secretary and now Chairman was the one who came to spill the bean that as at the time they even went to court, they did not have any evidence. They could not even collate their own results. So it tells you the kind of people we are dealing with. We are appealing to the young people that the NDC is not a good party for them. They don't have their interest at heart. How would you cause someone to go onto the street across the 16 regions, infuriate such things, cause them to go on rampage, and you have the opportunity, provide your evidence, and you couldn't do this? And this is a big shame. This is a big shame on our democracy. They are the joke of the century. They are not serious. They are insensitive to the Ghanaian people. And they have no respect for Ghanaians. They have no respect for the Ghanaian youth. Because they know when they say it, most of them will be out there. No respect. But you see, very soon, we are getting there. A time is coming when you will not have the young people of Ghana doing these things. Provide evidence, you can't. All you know is pushing people out there, engaging. Oh, it's not surprising. But they themselves mentioned that they are from the revolutionary roots. And so when it comes to this violence and those things, but this election is not about violence.
Okay.
It is not about you having, like the analogy he cited. You are having a leaking roof. And of course, you've provided a bucket to collect the water that is dripping. There is an opportunity for you to engage the carpenter, for them to go onto the roof and to solve the issue once and for all. Show the carpenter where the leak is coming from. Show him the staircase. to the ceiling, and you say, I won't do it. The roof is leaking, but I will not show you anything. Are you serious at all? We've gone past that stage. So the NDC should be very serious. I have mentioned, and I continue to maintain that they are a big disgrace to our democracy. It's a shame on them, and they shouldn't take the young people for granted, because this election will be on evidence-based. Ghanaians are concerned about the good policies of Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and the NPP. This is what would win the election, and we are winning this election hands down. They are afraid from the very beginning. They are crying foul because they know the grounds is not good for them. They are not working. They are not resonating with the Ghanaian people because they don't have a better message. They don't have a better message. KMJ, the concerns that they are raising have been addressed by the EC. The EC, in fact, made specific presentations
They had
to address their issues.
They had to take them to raise those concerns before they were addressed.
To address their issues. And now you are saying you have identified some 50,000. That one is a non-starter. Dead persons. You mentioned some 293 discrepancies. And then later, they are saying 350, just inflating the numbers without evidence. You have the opportunity to go with your documentation and present it, or at least prepare your presentations and challenge the Electoral Commission on what they did. They sit there in their cowardice, and now he's here to defend. Please, Ghanaians, we have seen this. This is not the time for you to come and rationalize and to defend and to do. We have seen for ourselves. The international body has seen for themselves what the NDC has done. And this is what will inform our exigencies going forward, that this election will be fact-based. Fact-based. Okay. Not about propaganda and doing these things. You heard the reps of the other party say they are not there for propaganda. That is the point. They will engage into propaganda, and Ghanaians will not fall for it again.
All right, thank you, Manasseh. You can also send your messages. Let us know what you think. Our WhatsApp line is active. Very soon I'll be reading some of the messages on Facebook as well. So you can go on Facebook and send your messages there. A big thank you to Franco Trading Enterprise for making this conversation possible. And I'll be reading from you very soon. Adel, are we going to give those evidence that the EC is asking for? Do we have them?
KMJ. Let me clap for Manasseh.
You like the comeback?
I don't know.
He hasn't been here for a while, so I'm sure it's contributing to his energy.
I'm clapping for him. You know the beautiful thing? You know, just by ending, when he was just about ending, he said, the Electoral Commission has corrected the errors. What did they correct?
Those are concerns that you raised.
Okay, so the NDC has no respect. The NDC doesn't, listen to anybody. The NDC is shameless. The NDC... After all the noise he made in the last 5 minutes, he now comes to say, but the EC has corrected it. What did they correct? When you went to school, corrections are done when there are no errors. When you went to school, we do corrections when there are no errors. Then he says, in his own argument, he says, when the roof is leaking and water is dripping inside the bucket, you have an opportunity to go and call a carpenter. Isn't that what we were saying? We were saying, call a carpenter. Bring it.
But the
I'm coming.
That is his argument now.
Oh.
He will need a place he can take to get to the roof.
Don't worry. He says that you have an opportunity to go and bring a carpenter. We said, let's bring a carpenter. Let me give you the actual scenario. I am in this building. The next building outside, the shop outside, that sells provision. Let's say that here, there's a window that allows me to be able to see the roof. I see a hole on the roof, water, and I just know that water is dripping in. I tell you there's water dripping inside your room. You say there's no water, it's a lie. Listen, there's water dripping in your room. You say, there's no water, it's a lie. Then later you come and say, there is, but I fixed it. But I can still see the hole. So I say, okay, let me see inside your room whether you've actually fixed it, because the hole is still up there, I can see it. Let me see whether you've actually fixed it. You say, no, you won't let me see. But then I should come and show you where the leakage, where the hole is. Let me see. When we said we're going to provide evidence to the Electoral Commission, what did we tell them? We said, we don't trust you. Why don't we trust you? Because there are certain things that you have done over the time. And I'll come back to what the Electoral Commission has said. And for that matter, give us what you say you have corrected. KMJ, listen to me. Give us what you say you have corrected. When we have what you have corrected, we will now look at it, and then based on that, we would say, okay, you have shown commitment. Let us proceed. You say you won't give it to us, but we should give you what we have. We say no. Do you know why we won't give it to you? Kemje, do you know why? There's this room here. There are 100 mangoes in the room. I know there are 100 mangoes. You know there are 100 mangoes. I say, no, the mangoes in the room is not 100. It's actually only 50. 50 has been stolen out from the room. You say, okay, show me where the 50 was. KMJ, you know that assuming that you know deep down inside your heart, that it is actually 80 that is missing and not 50. What you're only seeking to do is that you want to take the evidence that I have and then you go like, oh, this is what it is. However, you would hide the rest of the 30, which is there. This is the wisdom.
So it's about trust.
It's about trust. So we're telling you that we are holding the documentations that we have. We have indicated to you, and you have already accepted the fact that some of those issues you claim that there is nothing to it, you have corrected. We're saying that there is more. You are saying you have corrected. What we have asked for is for you to give us the one that you said you have corrected, which you declined earlier. So we're actually on course. Now you have admitted to give it to us. We are on course. When you give it to us and we look at it, we would now take a decision. No, we would now look at it and then go like, oh yes, EC has done a good job. We can trust them now. Oh, we are a bit comfortable with them. This is what is available. That is how the conversation goes. Finally, let me say this. This was yesterday. Electoral Commission. She says what? We have corrected the discrepancies that the NDC spoke about. We have corrected the discrepancies. We have corrected the mistakes that the NDC saw in the register. What are you correcting? Then Manasseh says, we have no wisdom. I'm amazed, that he comes the way he comes. Why are you running away from the very basic? That first of all, we said A, they said no. They came back to admit. Now they say they've corrected. Now they say, okay, we'll give you the register. Now they say they'll re-exhibit. Why are you re-exhibiting? Why are you correcting? So Manasseh is sitting here. I'm sitting here. I say, Manasseh, there's an ant in your shirt. He says, oh, there's no ant in my shirt. Now, Manasseh, there's an ant in your shirt. Oh, there's no ant in my shirt. Then he takes off his shirt. Then he does this, then he shakes. Then he does something like this and he throws away. That's, what did you take away? So it's nothing. I've taken it out, but, you didn't say anything. It doesn't make any sense.
But Adel, is the NDC not worried that all the other political parties have now taken a stand and in support of the EC, and with the exception of PPP, everyone who seemed to have agreed on the fact that we needed a forensic audit, when the voters register issue came up, have now all moved to the other side. Is the NDC not worried about it? Is it not supposed to say that the EC has done a good job, so we should let them do what they are doing?
KMJ, who has a lot to lose in these elections?
The NDC?
Put all...
That's how it looks?
Look, put all the political parties in place. When you take NDC, and you take NPP, and these are the realities. When you take NDC, and you take NPP, I'm asking you, NPP says they don't have any issue, take them out. Who has something to lose? Do you know what our numbers are?
We're about margins. We're of margins, the NDC. So.
Who has a lot to lose? Us. So certainly we're not going to follow the gallery. No, we're not. In any case, all those other people who were saying yesterday that, oh, we haven't seen anything, some of them don't even have offices. I am saying to you on authority here that in any case, on what basis was the Electoral Commission organizing a meeting for all those other people who came and said there is nothing, they haven't seen anything, for them to even come to that meeting? Why did they come to the meeting?
They are political parties.
Okay, great. After they came, did they hear the Electoral Commission saying that out of the 5 that the NDC make mention of, we have admitted to 3 and we have corrected? Did they hear that? Did they hear it?
Obviously.
You heard that? Okay. So what we're saying is that it's basic. The roof is still leaking. Why are we saying the roof is leaking? If 38 persons can be moved from Pusiga without the formalities that was supposed to take place, what it basically means is that even if you mop the room, even if you collect the water, the following day, when it rains, it will leak again. So we're saying, let us look into the system and block the hole. This is what we're saying. So yes, Electoral Commission, you say you have fixed it. You say you have fixed the problems the NDC spoke about. You have fixed it, no problem. We're saying that let us seal the whole. Forensic audit. Let's sit down. If we won't do a forensic audit, let's look at the IT system. Let's make sure that the next time, somebody in another constituency somewhere will not have the opportunity to transfer, maybe 20, maybe 10. And did you know that out of the 40,000 polling stations we have in Ghana, if the Electoral Commission decides to transfer 10 people from every stronghold of the NDC across board, or decides that they want to do 10 persons across 40,000, that is 400,000 votes. That's what it means. 10, just 10. Per polling station, just 10. That's 400,000 votes. Okay. So what we're saying is basic. We're saying that we have made an issue. You have admitted that there was an issue. You have further come out to say that you have corrected them. You had declined to give us the register earlier. Now you have accepted to give it back to us. We told you to re-exhibit it so that we know whether you have actually fixed it. You have admitted to re-exhibiting it. Yeah. Why are you still making noise? Yesterday, the Electoral Commission should have said that, Adel, NDC, we are not going to do anything that you have said. There's nothing to be done. There's no correction needed. There's no exhibition needed. We haven't done anything. You have no evidence. Get up and leave. Why are they towing our line if there's nothing to be told?
Okay, I'm going to get some messages, and then I'll come back to you. Let me get some messages. When I come back, we'll wrap up on this, and then we'll move to the next topic, which is the flag bearer of the NDC meeting with the clergy. Can I have my messages so that we can do a few of the messages? A few of the messages that you have sent. Let's say a big thank you to Franco Trading Enterprise for making this conversation possible. Now you can go to Franco Trading Enterprise and grab yourself a refrigerator. You can also get some television screens as well, very large ones you can buy from us. CCTV cameras that you can use to monitor your homes, your offices when you're not around. You can get those ones too, as well as, getting for yourself some very, very quality products, accessories as well. So do well and go to Franco Trading Enterprise. Let me get some of the messages that have come through, and I'm going to start off with Manasseh Majid. It's coming from Bechem, Toronto, and it says, my regards to the Honorable Charles Akwesi-Edu, incoming MP for Tano South. KMJ, my greetings to you and Adel Ibn Sheikh Umar. You guys are doing a fantastic job. The sad thing is some people intentionally went there to defend the EC. The EC admitted that NDC has done a marvelous job of being able to detect all these errors, and no one is perfect. Now, the same EC disqualified some political parties for commenting with minor errors. It seems like we are joking as a country. NDC is demanding for a credible voter register for free and fair elections. President Anado's godfather blessed JDM for being humble. So those who stood against the JDM are now confessing. Some journalists have confessed, and now some pastors have started. That's great. Vote number 8 for JDM and number 2 for all the pieces in Ahafo region. This one says, good morning, KMJ. Please, yesterday I wasn't surprised when APC, Akpalo, and Fiadonko saying all manner of things which did not make to issues addressed because they were paid by NPP and Achim mafias, you mean to say, to do what they were asked to do. If an old person was in your house or refused to accept wrong thing, but rather supporting wrong, then your home is doomed. Look at what Fiadonko was saying yesterday. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, Daniel from Pando. Daniel, let's try and stay away from all the insults, okay? Good morning. The Labour Union Media Coalition and against Galamsey and so-called UTAG and CSOs are doing propaganda and mischief just to campaign NDC to come to power, but it won't work. From Kwaku Baku Jr. Asante Bekwai sent in that. Good morning, Joy Prime. The NPP had 167 or so parliamentarians and dropped to 137 in 2021. So why this complaints that they lost some seats in the mining constituencies because of Galamsey? They should give us a break. Nanado and the NPP are the ones doing the Galamsey, so they would not stop it today nor tomorrow, as we all heard from Ayu Afriye. Bet me they are not ready to stop it today or tomorrow unless God intervenes. That's from Wad inside as Sutre Elembele sent in that one. This one says NDC is just doing what they know best, insult and misinformation. Look at what they did at IPAC yesterday. Very shameful from Kofi at of Bangkok. Let me go to Nashuru Mbash from Wollingse, and it says, good morning, Mr. Host. I want to assert this morning that if there's any party that wants to destroy this nation, it is Mahama and his limping NDC. NDC, as they are, is a problem of this country. It's built on lies, emptiness, and naked propaganda. No serious Ghanaian should trust the desperate and fraudulent NDC and their incompetent Mahama. I have the fullest trust that the EC will do a very good job for the country as it's always done. My greetings to the incoming MP for Wollingse, Honorable Adel Haruna Action Man. Let me go to the next one. It says, good morning, Joy Prime. Thank you very much, Joy Prime, for the wonderful works you've been doing every morning. We thank you for always tuning in and watching us. My issue today has to do with teachers upgrading matters. It's surprising that the government has decided not to attend to upgrading issues of teachers. Okay. All the application forms from the teachers are packed at the GES headquarters. I'm therefore appealing to the NPP rep to take up this matter to the big men for a necessary action to be taken. I can assure him that if something meaningful is done about the issue, more teachers will vote for them. Okay, Manasseh is here. I'm sure he's seen your plight and he's going to actually take it up from there. Why Apalu is always against the truth. You know you can't go far in this election, so keep quiet. You don't love our country. When big parties are talking, keep quiet. Hypocrisy is destroying our country. Shifting goalposts, liars, pretenders, selfish politicians. We are not happy the way Ghana politicians are bending the rules to their advantage. It's a big shame, oh Ghana. Hafiz Baumia Efia says, good morning. I didn't believe my eyes seeing the NDC were full of lies. Yesterday, they felt a big disgrace in their face. What a shame. All right, let me go to this one over here. And it says, KMJ, it's crystal clear that the NPP government and other smaller parties are in cohorts with the AC to rig the general elections on 7th of December 2024 in favor of the corrupt, inept, incompetent, and monumentally failed Akufo-Addo Alliance government, but it won't gel. The Akufo-Addo and Baumia's government must be booted out of power in the general elections to curb the wanton destruction of our water bodies by glamsayers, which Akufo-Addo and his appointees are neck deep involved in the act. Good morning, dear. Charles Champon sent in that one. Let me go here. Good morning, boss. So the EC claimed the register is credible, but again refused for audit. This is not making sense. Are they hiding something? I'm only asking questions. Father Mikitali, Michael from Aflao border in the Volta region. All right. The next one over here says, good morning, KMJ. Thanks to Dr. Omanebuame's request in which the EC heed to IPAC was televised live for the general public. We all watched the proceedings and it's now clear the NDC has no case. The NDC as a party have a problem providing evidence. They did the same in 2020 election petition after disturbing our ears. As for the flip-flop prophecies by some prophet, it's understandable. Some of these guys are punished due to the work Honorable Kenneth Japan did on them by exposing their evil acts. Baumia occupying the number 1 slot means Baumia would be the first candidate to break the 8 and destroy the candidate occupying the 8 totally. Kefren Pong in Konongo sent in that one. Let me go to the next one. It says that Bigger Bro Achimachias constituency. It says, Assalamu alaikum, Honorable, please, the NPP man should stop making the noise. The Ghanaians are going to remove them. Inshallah. Okay. Good morning, KMJ. The guy is just full of himself by defending rots. If the NDC has nothing to show, what then is the EC correcting? Toby Banini, inside Keta, sent in that. Good morning to you and your panelists. Yesterday, IPAC meeting live broadcast was the best way to go. Ghanaians are appealing to the EC to correct the errors presented by the NDC to ensure free and fair elections by Sire Idris. Let me go to Akonsi Gariba in Tamalin. He says, good morning, KMJ. I think the NDC must be punished by Ghanaians on the 7th of December 2024 for perpetual peddling falsehood in our body politics in Ghana. The NDC claimed that they had about 350,000 discrepancies in the voter register, and Ghanaians were expecting contrary figures from the NDC after the EC presented their data for Ghanaians to see. Unfortunately, the NDC couldn't present any evidence for Ghanaians to see. It is time Ghanaians disregard the NDC party, for they can never be trusted for once. The NDC is re-rolling what happened in the 2020 election petition, where the NDC claimed to have won the election without figures from Mr. Siru Nketia, which was so sad. Vote number 1, vote Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. And this one says that why is the NPP guy screaming no evidence, but the EC is correcting discrepancies? What are they correcting? A, pussycat did not happen. If there's no evidence, why did the EC admit to the three out of the 5 issues NDC raised? That's Farmer in Takoradi. This one says, good morning, KMJ. We were here. NPP raised issues about the EC and the NDC kicked against it. Even Afarijan admitted the mistakes before the Supreme Court petition. What changes the narratives? What the NDC sought to do is to sell their vision, and Ghanaians will vote for them rather than resort to violence and chaos that will not help them to win the power. Mahmoud Zangbegu in Boku. And we'll do a few, maybe 2, and then we'll move on. Good morning, sir. Please, at any time I hear them say good policy of Dr. Bawumia, a boiler on the inside of me. Some of us don't have a party, but NPP is not a party to vote for again. They disgrace us. His Excellency Bawumia will not get even 35%. No serious person will vote for Bawumia, and that's Rev Emmanuel. Okay, let me go to the next one over here. It says, good morning. The EC is not honest with Ghanaians, Mr. K. Okay, good morning, KMJ. I must say NDC has been vigilant, critical, and diligent on the activities of the EC and should be commended. And all the other parties went to sleep with whatever they received from the EC, including the NPP. Seriously, I think if all the other parties had a serious IT department, they will have also discovered such abnormalities. Nana Kwesi Odame. That one. Okay, so Manasseh, let's take your wrap on that, and then we'll move on to the issue of Muhammad meeting the clash.
KMJ, I think today Adel deserves, a special treat, at least to appease him of all the stress his party has put him through. The way he's sweating, the way he's struggling to defend these things. And it's a shame. You asked him a simple question, that will the NDC present their evidence of their alleged baseless 350,000 discrepancies they so talk about? He couldn't answer. He went in circles. And even if the NDC intends not to even give the evidence to the EC, at least you can as well organize a presser and even take Ghanaians through a presentation of the sort to identify and to pinpoint that these and that are the issues. They couldn't. They have no evidence. I heard Adel saying, we have it, but we will not give it to the EC. We will not pray. They don't have it. They just engage in complete lies, cheap propaganda, with no evidence, nothing whatsoever. And this is a complete waste of the Ghanaian people's time. We all witnessed yesterday. We were all sitting, we were waiting to see what... You see, the EC is an independent body. The EC is a human institution. They are prone to errors. The EC themselves have admitted that, of course, there were some challenges. And that's why the name, listen to the name, Provisional Voter Register. It is provisional, it is not final. And the essence of the exhibition is to allow every one of us who is on the register to even check. Now, with the experiences of technology, you can sit at the comfort of your home, just dial some codes, and you'll be able to check if you have the correct spelling of your name, if your name is in the register at the polling area where you registered. You can do these things at the comfort of your home. And should you do it and find any anomaly, you can then report to the EC for these things to be effected. The EC is not blocking anyone and saying that this is provisional. However, we are not going to make any changes should there be correct or genuine errors being raised. And so if you have evidence of 350,000 discrepancies, why are you protecting it? It will be nonsensical for anybody to have evidence of the sort to the tune of 350,000 anomalies and to say that, I have it, but I'm not going to present it. It's unheard of. It tells you that they don't have it. And that's the track record of the NDC.
All right.
They did same in 2020 election. They had no results. And so it is the same trajectory they are driving on. And Ghanaians have now known, the NDC, that they have a problem when it comes to presenting evidence. They are good at talking. They are good at ranting. And their stock in trade is cheap propaganda. But when it comes to doing the job, presenting data, presenting evidence, they are unable to do it.
I'm sure maybe moving on with the IPAC meetings, some of these issues will be raised again, and maybe hopefully we'll get to have the evidence. But let's move on to our next topic, which is the Muhammad's fellowship with the clergy. I think it's one of the significant things that happened yesterday as well, the IPAC meeting, Mohammed's fellowship, and also labor issues. But that one, it's a strike, a demonstration that we're hoping that would happen on the 10th. And so maybe when we get there, we'll have that conversation. But let's look at it. So it was dubbed the Mohammed's fellowship with the clergy. A few of the issues that Mohammed mentioned during his speech, he spoke about LGBT, he spoke about National Day of Fasting and Prayers, freedom of religion. He's going to work with the church. He's also going to be putting up a fund that will help faith-based institutions. He spoke about some of the policies, exports, taxes, digitalization, and all of those things, and all that. Did the NDC achieve what they wanted to achieve with that fellowship yesterday?
KMG, we did. But as part of my own time, I accused Christopher of taking 5 cell phones that belong to me. Chris says I didn't take the phones. We say, Chris, open your pocket. Chris moves here, he says nothing there. He moves here, nothing there. Puts his hands at the back pocket, removes 1 phone. Back here, removes 1 phone. Back here, removes another phone. We say, Chris, but these are cell phones. He says, oh no, but you didn't provide any evidence.
That is to Manasseh on the issue of the
I try to understand which schools they went to. Like, these are people that say that we have the certificates. Even when the person has brought out from his pocket, we have seen it, all of us, police officer is standing, judge is sitting. You have admitted, before you said not guilty, now you have admitted to a certain extent, guilty with explanation. Then you say, this is 1. This is 2, this is 3. But you say, oh, no, the phone is not in my pocket. Even when he's holding the phone, you say, the phone is not in my pocket, I didn't steal it.
Okay, listen. This whole visit to the clergy, okay, and it was something that was beautiful. I'm Muslim, and I've said this on your platform the last time, that listen, I would not, excuse me to say, follow John Dramani Mahama and go to the church and worship with him. Because my faith, I don't believe in that. The same reasons why President Kufuor, President Rawlings, Atta Mills, Nana Akufo-Addo, John Dramani Mahama himself would not walk to the mosque when we are praying on Eid and come and perform ablution and put their head on the floor. Do you know why? Because they believe in principles. This is where I belong, and I'm holding on to it. And I respect them for that. I respect them, just as they would respect me for my decisions.
Occasionally, can they do that? Is it allowed?
No.
It's not allowed?
No. The day you decide to perform ablution as a Christian and walk into the mosque and perform ablution and pray is the day that you have decided to revert to Islam.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. You can't just go to the mosque and pray because Christianity doesn't, believe in those principles. What we believe in and what you believe in, even though we have a lot of similarities, but there are just a few things that we disagree on. In fact, the Quran tells us that those that are closer to you, the Muslims, are those that call themselves the Christians. So we are closer to the Christians in faith than we are to the Jews. John Dramani Mahama is one that admits and accepts where he's coming from, acknowledges the house that he's coming from, says that this is what I believe in and I'm standing on that decision and I believe in that principle. The day he decides to be a Muslim, we would welcome him.
I've tried. Yeah, curiosity took me there, but yes.
Okay, so the day that he decides to be a Muslim, I'm sure the Chief Imam will be glad to hold him and say, hey, and I'm sure the day that I decide to be a Christian, John Dramani Mahama will be like, yeah, this is what it is. This is what we do, But we would meet, we would sit, we would talk, we would eat, we would work together. I would entrust you with something, you would entrust me with something. And for as long as you're somebody who is just, we say we want to give you the nation for you to hold on to because we're looking for somebody who is trustworthy and just. So these elections has nothing to do with religion. Somebody would ask, why did John Dramani Mahama decide to visit the clergy? Because that is where he belongs, that's his faith. He's going to have a conversation with them. When he went, he raised certain issues. He said, listen, one of the things we have to look at as a group, is that the faith-based schools, we need to see how best we can actually collaborate further. You and I know that the faith-based schools, even as a Muslim, has been one of the best that this country has ever had. The Muslims are yet to have that kind of setup. We're still, pushing, and people like me are interested in maybe in the future we're going to have some schools that are Islamic-based, well taught through, high schools and all of that. We're still coming, He says, let's look at how we can collaborate further. Let's look at how we can increase the number of members on the church board onto, those schools. He says, let's look at how we can do some form of businesses, how we can look at in the fields of agriculture. Let's see how we can support the church, because obviously if some businesses can be extended, between the church and government, there are members within the church who would basically benefit from it. This is a man that visited his family and then decided to talk to them from the heart. Do you know what killed it for me? He had a standing ovation. And that standing ovation is that one that every Muslim I am proud of. And you know why?
Why?
KMJ, I'm a Muslim. My Quran tells me that a man cannot marry a man and a woman cannot marry a woman. A man cannot marry a dog and a dog cannot be roaming around with my woman, my daughter. I cannot decide tomorrow to just say that this thing that is between my legs, forgive me to say, I want to change it. I want something more hollow. I can't do that. John Dramani Mahama is a Christian, standing in front of his people and telling them that what Adel believes in, I believe in it. What Adel doesn't want as a Muslim, I believe in it. And then he said categorically, I am a member of the Assemblies of God Church. My religion forbids this to happen. Under my watch, LGBTQ plus. Then he had some beautiful laughters coming on. Would not be an issue. Standing ovation, KMJ. You have a Christian sitting at the Flagstaff House, supported by a Muslim at the Flagstaff House. Two faiths, the strongest that you can have. Muslim Christians, we are the majority. Two major in the Flagstaff House. Picking up a pen and simply just saying that we will not agree to this is a problem. And this takes me to a verse, and then I'll end it here for you. The Quran said something. Innal insana li rabbihi lakanud.
You mean it what?
Come to it. Wa innahu ala zalika la shahid. The Quran says that Innal insan li rabbihi lakanud. Verily man is to his God ungrateful. Verily man to his God is ungrateful. Wa innahu ala zalika la shahid. And he knows himself, deep down inside his heart, that he's ungrateful. He knows. They know. Because you remember back in 2016, the campaign was basic. What was it? The battle is the Lord's. The battle is the Lord's. The battle is the Lord's. We're building a church for God. We're doing that. Okay, no problem. So the battle is the Lord's. We're building a church for God. You believe in God, right? God says, this is my Bible. This is my contract. LGBTQ, when you catch them, murder them. Or the Bible says, oh, LGBTQ, no. Sodom and Gomorrah, I burnt all of them. God says, sign it for me. And Adel says, even though he wants to build God a church, and even though he believes that, the battle is the Lord's, he's not signing it. That's a liar. That's a hypocrite. And even himself, he knows that he's ungrateful to his God.
Okay, very well. Thanks, Adel. Let me move on to Manasseh. I think this will be we've got about 5 minutes to do this, and then we'll wrap up for today. So, Manasseh, your take.
KMJ, I mean, yesterday wasn't the first time flag bearers were engaging the clergy. I mean, this has been a normal practice. But you see, this election will be based on facts. The Ghanaian people will assess the two candidates. What has been their track record? Fortunately for Ghanaians, one has been president before. Under his watch, Ghanaians have not forgotten the things that went on. The Ghanaian youth, the young people, have not forgotten the challenges they went through and the utterances that came from he himself and his party affiliates. okay? When he was in an interview session and he was asked, how will people get money into their pockets? As a president who has the interest of his people at heart, he should have provided a better response. You see the cheeky answer he gave. I'm not a magician to do this for you to get jobs and those things. When unions, labor unions, workers were crying, and Mr. President, we are going through tough times. Do something for us. Adjust our salaries. Say, my friend, I'm like a dead goat. You can't threaten me with a knife because I'm dead already as a goat. This is the person we are talking about. Took us through unprecedented periods of doomsday. And when Ghanaians were calling on him, all sorts of commentary, stop charging your phones, a lot of things that are so unheard of. No single direct policy targeted at the youth to ensure that he's providing jobs for them. Cancellation of teacher training allowance, nursing training allowances. Common chalk, basic chalk, they couldn't provide. And you have the then second lady granting interviews and confidently saying that, yeah, mamo chalk and yeah, mamo chalk ochina. We will not give you chalk today, we won't give you chalk tomorrow. These are the persons we are talking about. Then you compare this against someone who has not had the opportunity, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who has not had the opportunity to be president before. But as the vice president, his contribution to governance, the kind of things he has championed, when the NPP mentioned that we were bringing these drone delivery services, when you look at the below the belt argument some members in the NDC raised, they were just terrible. That will be using these drones to capture images of naked women amongst others. Today, you have the Vice President of the United States of America upon her visit to Ghana. She's always praising Ghana, that today, because of the drone delivery services, Ghana has been able to deliver over 9 million deliverables, medical deliverables. In the recent BEC and WASI examination, exam questions were being sent by these drones.
But there are still some major issues.
Of course, I am not saying governance is not without issues, but I'm saying that when you look at the track record of the NPP, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, you can never in any way compare what he has done, what he has even been able to do just by him being vice president, to what the incompetent one couldn't do.
So is he also going to speak on LGBT?
KMJ.
Is he going to also...
KMJ. You see,
let us know where he sits.
Dr. Bawumia has spoken about this already. He has spoken, and he has said that one, he is a Muslim, his party, his religion doesn't allow it. Personally, he also doesn't tolerate those things.
So on that level,
and he has also mentioned that the cultural systems of the Ghanaian people, together with the religions in Ghana, do not support these things. And so he is not for it. And under his watch, these things will be something that will not be tolerated in this country. There are legal procedures that this LGBT thing has gone through. And that is what the president of the day has ordered, that the law should prevail. And so when you talk about LGBT, you are not a Muslim more than His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. My friend, you are not. And he has said in no uncertain terms that he is not for these things. So don't come and sit here and be impugning, trying to play smart on these things. Usually, I don't want to go on these religious tangents and those things. Because you see, religious tolerance is very, very key. We are all brothers and sisters. And when you go through the Quran, and when you go through the Bible, you realize that a lot of the things, belief systems, they're almost the same. No religious body supports these things. I don't support LGBT and those things. So does the NPP and all Ghanaians. And that is what he has said. And that is what we will not see this. I am mentioning that what he has been able to do as vice president is unmatched. And that is what the Ghanaian people would assess. And that is why I mentioned this. Both solutions, especially for the young people. He has mentioned that he's going to ensure that 1 million young people are being trained, enhancing factories and industries across the country, everywhere, so that jobs would be something that would be so common for everybody in the country. Our health facilities, this same Agenda 111 that we brought, they were complaining, we can't do it, this and this. Even free SHS. Today we've done most of these. The Agenda 111 are at various stages of completion. And government seeks to ensure that before December, we'll be able to commission some of them. And so going into this election, it's about substance and data. And it's about who has been able to proffer a lot of bold solutions for the Ghanaian people. When you look at the way the campaign is going, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is resonating with the young people. He has time to engage the youth. He has time to walk through the various marketplaces. Sometimes he greets people and they are even surprised that he could come down and even engage them. That is the point. And Ghanaians are buying into his message because they know that when it comes to managing the Ghanaian affairs, the NPP has demonstrated over time that NPP are better managers of the Ghanaian economy and all sectors of the economy, than the NDC. NDC is always taking us back, always doing propaganda. They can't do anything. And that is it. Okay. And so even from the very beginning, they are crying foul. I am saying here that this election will be based on facts, to be based on what you can do. What have you done when you had the opportunity? What did you do? That is what the Ghanaian people will assess. Okay. And that is what will inform our decisions going into these elections. And so let's be circumspect and know that this election will be won by Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia because of what he has demonstrated, the leadership and the exceptional qualities he has demonstrated, even as vice president. And Ghanaians are confident that going into the election, if they repose the power in him again, he will be able to continue these things and not to give anything to the NDC for them to come and take us back.
All right, I'll come back for your ending remarks, but let's do a few messages from viewers. This one says, Sami Buache, and as Samaka says, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is number 1 on the ballot, and we, the NPP, are focusing on the polling station. We are very optimistic about breaking the 8th with Dr. Bawumia. Now, wonders shall never end. The pastor that they rain all sort of insults on him, praying for them. What kind of hypocrisy and double standards is this? Fellow Ghanaians, let's be careful of the desperate and rhetoric NDC. They have nothing to offer regards to Honorable Chas. And that's... Okay, Sami Wachi sent in that. Let me get some of the messages from the other side as well. Okay, so this one over here says, the mistake the EC did was giving the register out before correcting the irregularities, which there's a process to follow. Why do you let people to pressure you? Jamina from Accra sent in that. Let me go to this one over here. It says, good morning, KMJ. Quick reminder, late Prof. Mill's name was in the 2016 register, though he died in 2012. Is either burial permit or death certificate of a deceased person that the DRRO can expunge the name from the register. Dan Ajana Akasobo sent in that. Good morning, Evans from Oyarifa. The NPP spokesperson raised concern of NDC having no evidence, but my question is, so then why did the EC say they have corrected the mistakes the NDC talked about? Okay, let me go to the next one. NPP communicators always say they beat the NDC with over 1 million, which is unprecedented. Have they forgotten of the 1992 presidential elections when they were with over 1.1 million votes? NPP should stop the lies they always peddle. A Salifu in Tamale sent in that. This one over here says, good morning, KMJ. I don't know what is wrong with the EC, which is full of NPP members. If you claim you have corrected all those mistakes submitted to you by the NDC and other parts, then release it for them to go over it. KMJ, what is wrong with auditing the public servant? KMJ, the NDC will audit all the computers in the EC office. Sadat Bamahu sent in from Bamahu sent in that. Okay, look at how my brother from the NDC is trying so hard to defend the lies that is not defensible. Look at how he is suffering. The old people used to say that a single lie needed 99 lies in order to defend it. Zamala Na Tamale sent in that one. Good morning, Joy Prime TV. Having watched the IPAC meeting yesterday, clearly the EC engaging in contradiction and propaganda as the NPP. Also, some reps of these smaller parties were only there to sing praises in support of the EC and the NPP ruling government, as they have been doing over the years. The question remains that what did the EC claim it has corrected? Don't forget, this same EC had admitted and acknowledged 3 of the evidence an NDC had provided. The NDC had provided to the Electoral Commission. Yesterday, the EC said they have corrected all the mistakes the NDC had presented to them. But why did the EC fail to make available those corrected versions to the NDC and other political parties present? Then we'll go to the next one. It says, good morning to you and your panelists. NDC and NPP are both jokers. However, I believe NPP is a little better than NDC when it comes to doing propaganda. Shame on NDC. Isaac from Taifa sent in that. Let me move on to this one over here from Master Planner Jr. in Kintampo. It says, please tell Adel that re-exhibition has been there with us always, you should go and check from our political history. It is not because of your bogus allegations that lead to the EC to embark on the re-exhibition exercise. You should go and check from the EC records. The re-exhibition exercise is part of the EC's calendar. Adel and his NDC are only making needless noise without any fact. Master planner over there. Let me go to the next one over here. Says, good morning, KMJ. And our guest, please, is like NAT and NDC is the same size of the same coin. When did Galamsey start in Ghana, and where were they? NAT should disassociate themselves from NDC. Remember, those who are also doing the Galamsey are also Ghanaians and should be treated fairly. Why can't they engage the Galamsey leadership and the chiefs of the Galamsey areas to educate them on how to do it, but not interested in fighting them from Baba Kingdom Sako? The problem we have is when you tell the black man to do this from here, the black man will add the here and here. And that's the problem that we have. So, yeah. Musa Abator in Asawasi says, the behavior of some participants at the recent IPAC meeting were nauseating. It's clear that some have been hoodwinked to attack the presentation of the NDC, especially the CPP and LPG representatives. While the EC acknowledged irregularities in 3 out of the 5 sections and claimed that they were resolved, the NDC still maintains that till the forensic audit is done, we cannot trust the robust of EC, its systems. Since anonymous persons can enter into the system, forensic audit is non-negotiable. Greetings to Julius Debra. All right. That'll be the last message that we'll do for today, and ultimately a wrap for the segment. Adel.
KMJ.
I think we have just a minute for you.
For final.
Yeah, just a minute each.
KMJ, I'm going to respond to something because it means something to me. So my brother Manasseh says that I am not a better Muslim than His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and because he has raised that, I would just have to respond to that. See, first of all, I admit on principle that I am not God. It is God who knows the heart of individuals. So as to whether he's closer to God than I am, or I am closer to God than he is, only Allah knows. But there's one thing that I won't do, KMJ. I will not walk, because I say I'm a Muslim, I will not walk to the traditional believer's house to be baptized. I won't do it. I will not go to the church to be baptized because I'm saying I'm a Muslim. I won't do that. These persons who do that are hypocritical. So he should learn from His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo. Bawumia should learn from President Kufuor that when they say they believe in something and they hold something there, they stay to it. That is why President Kufuor will not go to the traditional believer's house. They have their beliefs. That is their beliefs. Let them practice it. That is why President Rawlings says he's a traditionalist and he knows where he goes to. So stick to one place and be known for it. But verily, God has told you that these things are unacceptable. I am asking Manasseh sitting here. In his own Bible, it says that you shall not associate anybody else with God. I'm asking him that a Christian would walk into the traditional believer's house and then bow and be with James on top of him. That is what he's saying. So if that is his yardstick for measuring who is a Muslim, then perhaps in the eyes of the world, perhaps, I'm a better Muslim. But Allahu Ya'lam. Having said that, this whole issue about Muhammad says he's not a magician, we've had that conversation here before, remember? The last time I was with Rosalind together with Sakasalia. KMJ, I don't know which school they will go to. I always keep asking, but this is English. The fact of life is that you can only have money in your pocket if you work and earn it. This is John Dramani Mahama. And so there is no magic to put money into people's pockets. That is why government is investing as much as it is investing to try and provide our people with the skills that they need to enter the world of market. So I'll give you a typical example. During our time, when we decided that we needed to get more young people going through the nursing training colleges, we didn't put a cap to it. We didn't cap it. We're building hospitals so that when they finish, they can come and get hospitals to what? To actually go and work in. And then we didn't cap it. So we were creating the opportunities. We were opening up for more people to come into nursing training, for more people to come into teacher training, for more people. Then you come and then you cap it, you put a figure to it. So thousands of our young people are still sitting at home. John Mahama is saying that is why we're investing as much as we're investing to train our children to enter the world of market, the world of work. Why? Is Manasseh a criminal? Are you a thief? Are you a thief? You won't work. You want to sit in the house and get money in your pocket. Is there magic to put money in your pocket? No, you would get up and go to work. Anybody who is sensible and reasonable knows that he has to go to work. As long as you admit that you're not a thief, and that is why you're working with Kojo Nkrumah and you're benefiting from the state, Gentleman Muhammad is telling you that is wisdom.
Very well. Manasseh, do 1 minute for me as well, and let's wrap up for today.
KMJ, from yesterday's live telecast of the IPAC meeting, it is clear, to all Ghanaians that one, the NDC engaged in lies, they were empty, they engaged in cheap propaganda, they have no evidence of their baseless claim of some 350,000 discrepancies. And it's a shame on them. They should be ashamed of themselves. And Ghanaians have known this, and going forward, that will inform their decision into the election. Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is number 1 on the ballot box. And so we are entreating all Ghanaians that he is the one who has been able to proffer bold solutions to move Ghana forward, unlike the NDC, which has no policy directive to move this nation forward. And so going into these elections, let's stay resolute. No fights, no propaganda, no routes like the NDC has been doing because they cannot provide evidence. But let's look at a person who has been able to demonstrate selfless leadership, who has this nation at heart, and who has demonstrated that even by way of being vice president. And let's be sure to give him the nod because he is the person, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and in the NPP, we are the ones who can move this country forward.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Manasseh Atabwine is National Communications Team member for the NPP, also the spokesperson for the Ministry of Works and Housing. Joining us this morning here on Newsflash also is Adel,
KMJ,
Sheikh Ibrahim,
KMJ,
National Communications and Director of the Youth Wing of the NDC. Good to see you guys.
Thank you, bro.
Hope to see you guys next week.
You.
And of course, thanks to you for sending your messages in this morning as well. And thanks to Franco Trading Enterprise for making this segment possible. Please go and grab yourself some gadgets, accessories. We've got them: CCTV cameras, refrigerators, telephone, that you can get from Nokia to Samsung to iPhones, all the, models that you want, you can get when you get to Franco Trading Enterprise. Give us a call on 0555-939311 and speak to us. Our WhatsApp is also active, but don't pick numbers on the phone, social media, and call them. Call the ones that you see on your screens. And also download the app. It's the Franco Trading app. It's on Google Play Store. Once you download, you're good to go. Our website is www.francotrading.com. And you can also get all the info that you need over there. Coming up, Asiedua is the Golden Girl. Let's got some trends for you. A bit later, Rosalind Felly will be doing the big interview today. PNC flag bearer will be joining us this morning. Bernard Bona will be coming here on the show. So do well to tune in as well and send your messages ahead of time. All the questions you want to be asking, you can send them ahead of time so that when they come here, we can ask them right here on the show. Once again, thanks to Franco Trading Enterprise here on Newsflash. My name is KMJ. There's more. Do stay.
Newsflash was brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still, fun papa fie.